Eagles Nation, what up? We got another week here with you. It's your boy Cool McCain. You know who it is. You know what we do by now. If it's your first time, welcome. If you back, welcome back. Y'all know it's been a crazy week to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And I thank the good Lord that we don't do this show on Monday or Tuesday. Definitely not Sunday evening or Sunday night. Because sometimes you need a little bit of time to really sit back, rewatch stuff, and get your thoughts together. Some people be out here just spewing off stuff, this person's problem, that person's problem, all this stuff, even when we win, right? Especially when we lose. They be like they waiting like cockroaches. As soon as the light go off with a duck with an L, here they come flying out. But it's okay. You got all those type of people. You need all that to make a fan base. You got fair weather fans, you got real fans, you got people that don't like certain people because of genetic traits, stuff like that. You got all that, every fan base. But we ain't worried about the others. We worry about the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, we 2-2. Yeah, we look bad. We got spanked by the Bucks. But you ain't gonna never hear me get up here and not say the best team in the NFL because it's my team. So with that being said, I ain't even gonna take no more time. We're gonna start to get into this thing tonight. If you paid attention on YouTube, you know what we're talking about. If not, you're gonna see it. You know how we get down. First, let me welcome in my co-host, Eagles Diva. What up?
What it do, y'all? Back with another week to discuss Eagles football. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, we do. And we got a first timer, y'all. My man Philando is in the building. He reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I need to talk."
Gotta talk,
So you
brother.
know, we Eagles,
Yeah.
we all fan around these parts. So he here.
Yes,
He
sir.
ain't the
What's
first,
good,
he will be the
everybody?
last.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? What up, Philando?
Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I'm here, man. It's a lot of stuff
Yes.
to talk about, man. All us passionate fans, we the most passionate fan base out here. And I'm one of those passionate fans, so people might not like what I say, but you know how we do. We don't care. We about our birds. You know what I'm talking about? We want to see us
That's
winning.
it. So, hey, there's only one thing we need to do before we get into it. We don't do this every week because some weeks you just got to get right into the meat and potatoes. But sometimes you need a little relaxation, a little happiness. Let's get some.
Was spotted. The kick is away. And the kick is. It's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
Hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? We here. Philando will be back in a minute. But there's only one place to start. Y'all know the category. We just flipping it tonight. We call it Eagles updates. Normally, when we do Eagles updates, we talk about news, rumors, all that stuff. We got to buy this week. So we're going to use updates to talk about a certain individual and it's two questionable things that this man has done this week. You know what I'm saying? So the two questionable things, the person in that I want to speak about is one Darius Slay. First questionable thing, right? Bad game. He had another bad game. Whole defense did. But unlike everybody else, he decides to go on Twitter, right? It was either Twitter or IG. So let's go on social media and throw up his career stats. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't go in there and throw up his game stats or his season stats. You know why he didn't do that? Because those are trash. So we're gonna start there. Fernando, you're our new guy, first time on. So we're gonna let you start this off. What are your thoughts? We're gonna get to the other one too, but what are your thoughts on Darius Slay going on, posting his career stats, and then deleting them later?
Well, you
For
know
the
what?
second or
You
third
know
time.
what? Listen, man. Darius Slay is a different kind of fella, man. Like you got certain dudes that fit the mindset of Philadelphia. You know, dudes like, you know, Carter, you know, even on DJ CJ, like he's one of them kind of people that kind of fit that aggressive mentality. Darius Slay, he want to have buddies. He want to have friends. He want to make, but he don't want to go out here and lay it on the line. He know physically he has what it takes to be a great athlete, to be a great football player, but he don't really want to put on the line no more. He just getting his check. He trying to get out safe and protected and make sure his body good and everything. That's what he even said it with his mindset. So he not really thinking, oh, this is my homeboy. I'm gonna go on his podcast and chill. He not thinking about the
No,
fans
we
at that
ain't
point.
even gonna get to that one yet. We just
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
the first one. Right now, we just talking about
The-
him trying to big up his own stats and then
yeah, yeah. I
backtrack.
mean, at the end of the day, that's the pettiness. That's what I was talking about. Like his mindset, he's not very mature. You know what I mean? So for him to do that, he got into his feelings, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna show them what I done did, remind them what I did." Like, and then once he had time to sit and think about it, he was like, "Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have did that because now it's making me a little bad because people was already talking about him doing that previously, like last year." Then he came right back around and did the same thing. So it makes you look like you're not about the team. You're just about making sure you look good. And that don't look good when your team lost. That's the biggest thing. Your team just lost, and then you want to go do that. Come on, man. You got to back it up on the field, not with this right here and with the Twitter and all that stuff.
I feel it, Diva. What are your thoughts? I know you got some thoughts.
I'm gonna need for Darius Ash Slay to go sit down somewhere, bruh. You want to put up some stats, but them stats is not every game. You got burnt. On top of, I seen you limping off the field. On top of the week before that, you got hurt again and didn't come back in the game. So, I mean, you give decent coverage, but this is not the Darius Slay from Detroit. Okay. So for you to be putting up them little bogus stats that you got when you might have one or two coverage, good plays here and there, does absolutely nothing for the defense. You're supposed to be the defensive leader. So you're supposed to lead the defense as if we had a Michael Jenkins, as if we had a Brian Dawkins, and I don't see you doing that. So for you to put up them stats, what are you saying, bro? Your stats, you're not just one person playing on the defense. So what does your stats have to do with the rest of the defense that has been trash, garbage, juice for the past few weeks, besides the 1 week that you played the Saints and y'all played decent and you had maybe one or two good coverage plays? Other than that, you just as bad as Ballberry. He ain't even been in the game yet. So for you to put up them stacks that like you big boss, you doing this, you're doing nothing. My G, you're doing nothing besides doing what you're doing on the podcast and talking a bunch of nonsense.
Hey, y'all said a lot of what needed to be said. I'm gonna just add this. You was on last year with that nonsense. The year before, you was, I protect myself and my kids. I pay my kid when I retire and all that. So let me tell you something, man. You in the wrong city for this, bro.
Yeah.
You either need to strap on your big boy draws or you need to kick rocks. Because I'm tell you right now, you keep on doing this stuff around here, you're going to start getting harassed. And they already been coming for you because of the next thing we about to talk about. But before we hit that, let me shout out my man, Benny Boone. Benny Boone.
Hey.
Benny Boone Creation right now. What up, Benny? He says,
Benny.
What's good, my elite family? We good over here, bro. You know we good. You know we got a lot to say. We always got a lot to say. The whole that-gone fan base got a lot to say. All right, Benny also says, speak your mind and don't hold back. I'm still pissed off, and I will continue to be pissed off until our team get it together. I feel that. He also echoes what we're going to be saying. Slay, I'm done with him apologizing. Not accepted. All right, so we're going to go reverse order. We're going to start with you, Diva. The second thing we're going to talk about, this is your other Eagles update for the week. Not only did Darius Slay do that trick move, but then he goes on the podcast with Micah Parsons. First of all, what in the name of anything holy are you doing on a podcast with a Arlington football team fan during the dad blame season? First of all. Second of all, he makes a comment about your teammate CJGJ, and you gonna laugh it off. Like first, people try to report that he actually was saying something. He didn't say nothing, but he laughed it off and kept moving. Right? Let me tell you something, bro. I have zero respect for you as a leader on that team. If there's a C on your jersey, rip it off. You don't deserve to be anybody's captain, because that right there, soft move, bro. You don't never let nobody talk trash about your teammate and you laugh it off. You know what I'm saying? The OGs done come at you like, bro, we don't do that in Philly. You part of the Eagles, we don't act that way. We don't operate that way. We not weak like that. You know what I mean? If I'm on a podcast somewhere else and somebody get on and say something about Diva, my man Philando, who coming on this week, or anybody who's been on this show, a part of this show, my man Wyatt, couldn't be here this week, shout out Wyatt. No, we're not gonna laugh it off. You getting checked right then. And if you put me off, I could care less. We're not doing that. Why don't you have loyalty to the organization that pays you and the team that you claim you want to win with? Come on, man. Put it right back up here. The only thing I got to add, done with his apologizes, not accepted. I was going to get me a Slay jersey. I don't even want one because I want real Philly Eagles players. You a chump. Even what you got to say.
Man, Slay, you should have just left last year. For you to sit up there and then you give the excuse that, oh, Michael Parsons and you are friends off the field. Your family sits with his family sit with your family, and you were brought up to treat people how you want to be treated. This is football, first and foremost. If you want to be friends and buddy, then you shouldn't be in football. You shouldn't be in Philadelphia, because you know how we feel about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care if he's your friend off the field. Y'all handle that on the off season. But during the on season, we don't like nobody on that team, point blank, period. That's what it is. And for you to sit up there and let him clown CJGJ when you looked horrible, just as horrible as everybody else on Saturday, and you missed just as many tackles as everybody else on Sunday, for you to sit there and laugh and then think it's okay is beyond me. And then for you to be like, oh, well, I hate them too, and I want to kick their ass too. Evidently, you don't. You sitting up here laughing with Michael Parsons about your teammate. Like, that's not going to bring drama that we don't need on our defense already. Now, CJ could have probably tore into you, but he didn't. He kept it classy, and I'm surprised, but he did. He kept it classy. But that had to hurt. To see you up there laughing with somebody he just went back and forth with, defending y'all and himself the week before that. And then you're going to laugh with the dude like it's funny and then try to come back and apologize. No, we don't want your apologies here in Philadelphia at all. That's what we don't do. We don't talk about our teammates with a cowboy player. That's what we don't do. So I think you need to get up out of Philly, because you get zero respect from me after that. I've always been a fan of you, even when you was with Detroit, and I was even more fan when you came to Philly. But after that soft move that you've done, I have no more respect for you, and I don't want you on Philadelphia. And I would never buy your jersey, because that was horrible. And for you to play like it ain't that serious, it's serious over here in Philly, buddy, because you got the old heads talking. When Malcolm Jenkins called you banana pudding, and he said he wants you off his team, and let's remind you, Malcolm Jenkins came from the Saints, but he's an Eagle because he retired and a diehard Eagle. So when he say he wants you off his team, boy, you got to go.
Hey, Orlando,
think about it, man. Think about it, man. Think about this, though. This is a captain. This ain't just a regular player. This is a veteran, one of the elders on the team. So that should be scary for us, man. That this is one of our captains. This is one of our leaders that we're going into war with that mentality. You know, he's not 22 years old, 24 years old. He's, 30, 31 years old? You should know better. I want to go on a podcast with the best player on the rival team that my city hates. Philly hates Dallas more than that's our biggest rival. I don't care what nobody say. And you don't have the mind capacity to understand, this is not where I need to be going right now, especially after we just lost. That's part of what happened last year with San Francisco. when they were trying to bully us, and they embarrassed the city of Philadelphia by getting spanked by San Francisco like that. That's because our leaders, our captains, are soft. They soft, and this guy here, the other teammates ain't gonna say nothing about it. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna voice that opinion and start that commotion. But everybody can see that Slay is soft. He want to giggle, laugh. He want to make friends. He want to go to school like my kids. He want to go to school and make friends. That's what he trying to do right now. He just trying to make buddies. So when he retired, he go, hey, yeah, man, remember we used to play all that silly stuff. He don't want it, bro. He don't want it like some of the other players might want it. He's just athletic enough, skilled enough, and smart enough to be functional at his position. But he's not big play Slay. We can't call him big play Slay. When the last time he made a big play that helped the team? He made big plays to hurt us, but he ain't made no big plays to help us. So at the end of the day, why would we call you big play Slay when you ain't been big play in a while? You ain't been big play in a while, bro. People don't target him because of his name. Soon, the further we get along in the season, watch. People gonna start targeting him a lot more because they be like, hold up, we got to see if he still got it. You know what I mean? Because he good, but how good is he? You know what I mean? So Quinyon over there looking like a beast, and he a young boy, and he getting in people's face. Slay ain't doing that. Slay gonna help you up, help you off the ground after you just beat him for a touchdown. That's what Slay gonna do.
Give you a hug, pat you on the back.
Let's not forget that Matt Patricia had said when he was at Detroit that Slay was that he liked to always praise other players when they lost.
Yep.
And Matt Patricia called him out on it.
People went in on Patricia. It was like, oh, blah, 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 Patricia this, Patricia that, because Matt Patricia sucks too. And let's not get into him and the crap that he tried to put out there for our defense at the end of last year. But you are right, Diva. He warned us. Yeah,
and that's what Slay is, bro. He want to make friends. He's not going to be out there and be a dog. That's really our mentality, being underdogs and being the dog and go-getters. The city of Philadelphia is known for being hard workers, hard grinders, in your face. That's not Slay, bro. That's not Slay. I mean, he'll be suffice if we can get it together. Because I ain't gonna lie, before these past couple of weeks, I was thinking, yo, maybe Slay might be able to come back next year with Quinyon. You know what I mean? We figure out that slot situation, and it might be able to. But now it's like, nah, he got.
I'd rather have Isaiah Rodgers.
That's what I got to say.
Too.
The words right out of my mouth. I would rather have Isaiah Rodgers.
Why he not playing though? That's the man that blows my mind.
But you know
why is he not playing?
Quinyon doing so good.
But Quinyon is good enough to go to that slot and play that slot. Because honestly, think about it. People targeting Maddox. It's almost like this, bro. It's almost like, would you rather have 85 rank at corner and have a 72 at the slot, or have a 80 at the slot and a 78 at the corner? You know what I'm saying? I think Quinyon would be better at the slot, and your boy Rodgers at the second corner. That combination would be better than what we have now, because Maddox is getting targeted, bro. They targeting him every game.
Do you blame him?
The combination that's going to be coming out of the bye week. You're going to get, I call him DRD, inside Joe Divino, Darius Slay on one side. You're going to get Quinyon Mitchell on the other side, and you'll get a finally up-to-date understanding what to do now that he's had some time. Young boy. Young boy. Cooper DeJean is going to be in that side.
I knew it.
Yeah, they're talking about it. And then don't forget, Sydney opened up his practice window too.
Yeah, but here's why I like Cooper in the slot. Is he gonna make some mistakes? Yeah, but we know he's on a rookie contract for 3 more seasons after this, right? So we've got time to develop him, and we don't have to pay him right now. So that allows us to bring other pieces in, right? Because rookie contracts. This Slay got to be coming off the books after this year, because he is not ingratiating himself with the fan base. Fan base don't love you. You can't stay here. You know what I'm saying? So
we got to think about it. Cooper didn't play preseason at all because he was injured.
So it took him some time to get up to speed. Now he getting up to speed from everything I'm hearing from behind the scenes, and he was brought in to be the slot anyway. Like, the original plan was for Quinyon to play outside, but then Isaiah Rodgers was so good in camp that they was like, let's play Isaiah on the other side. put Quinion in the slot. Then Rogers broke his hand, so he was out. Mitchell had been so good. It's hard to take a dude that's playing that good on the outside and say go back to the slot, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not no NFL coach, but in my opinion, if a guy looked that good on the outside, let that man play on the outside. Unless you can't find nobody else that can play in the slot. Let's see what we can do. Because I don't see DeJean being any worse. He can't be worse than Devontae Maddox. All he do is bully that man every week.
Listen.
But the first controversial thing I want to say though is who is better? Where has Cooper? I see people wanting Cooper DeJean so bad. I'm like,
but y'all ain't gave the boy a chance that. Yeah, I mean the boy was been hurt.
But even in college, like he was okay, he was good, but he wasn't special. You know what I mean? And Isaiah Rodgers showed special in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean? So who was better
to play slot?
No, because Isaiah Rodgers, that's what's hurting him. He don't want to play slot. So he's not versatile. He only want to stick that outside. So that's hurting him. But is Cooper better on the inside than Rodgers would be on the outside? That's what I'm trying to say. I haven't seen anything that, if I haven't seen it, I'm trying to figure out what's this big rage about, we got to get Cooper DeJean. But I haven't visually seen him do anything that made me be like, oh, dang, yo, we need him. Like, he's athletic for his size, but a lot of dudes are athletic for that at that size. That's the opposite skin complexion, I guess you could say, whatever. But
I mean, he got to get out there for us to see. But the thing is, he needs the opportunity. So here's the question. Let me rephrase your question. And I want you and Diva to answer this question for me. Is Quinion Mitchell on the other side and Cooper DeJean in the slot better than Quinion Mitchell in the slot and Isaiah Rodgers on the other side? That's the question I got for you.
Ladies first.
I mean, I think once DeJean gets up to speed, I think so. But I mean, right now, of course, it would be Rodgers on the outside, I think, and Quinion Mitchell on the inside. That's what I look at it right now until we can get him up to speed.
I think
because Rodgers been playing for a minute, so
yeah. I like Rodgers though, man. I like Rodgers. I've seen him do it. I've seen him lock up top-notch receivers. You know what I'm saying? So until I see Cooper do something, then my whole mindset had changed. I'm like, okay, yeah. Because just like your boy, the safety did, he came in balling. You know what I'm saying? He came in balling. And then, what they call him, chocolate or milk check or whatever they call him.
White chocolate. You talking about
white chocolate?
You're talking about Reed Blankenship.
I'm talking about Reed. Yeah.
You got to get the opportunity. So what I'm saying is, you got to give it that opportunity. If DeJean gets out there and he plays well, if he get out there and you're like, okay, he still needs some more time.
Exactly.
Then you got to adjust to that. But if you don't put him on the field, and you just say, I'm not going to put this guy on the field because, we want, to put Quinion back there. The plan was to keep Quinion in the slot. I get that.
Yeah.
But when a man goes out there, and it's only been 4 weeks, but if I'm talking about a guy at the cornerback position that has impressed me, I'm talking about Quinion Mitchell. So I don't want to take a guy that's playing that well and put him back in the slot. No, you stay right where you're doing well at. We got somebody else that can probably handle things in the slot. Now, if he can't, then maybe we got to make a move. So here's what I like about Isaiah Rodgers. Next year, I don't think we're going to have Slay. Rodgers and Quinion Mitchell is a great duo next year. Maybe not even. It may not even be next year.
Where do you think we're going to put Sidney at?
Safety.
It's a safety. He gonna be
behind to battle it out. Yeah, they're going to battle it out.
And he ain't gonna take Reed's spot. Now he might take some of CJ time because CJ been a little with the old man hand a little shaky.
You can't talk that much and not perform.
Yeah, so he might need some of CJ time, but Reed balling, so he ain't getting Reed's spot.
No, he ain't getting Reed's spot. Reed the only one with 2 interceptions.
Probably split some time with CJ GJ in certain situations because they're gonna probably take Sidney. Honestly, till we get close to the playoffs to really get back to being the city he was, how late he got hurt.
But back to what you were saying, Quinion, I know you want to keep him there because he's doing well, but it creates a hole in that slot. So how good, the question is, how good would Quinion be in that slot? Because we know Isaiah can hold that other corner down. But how good would Quinion be? Would it be a big drop off from his play playing in the slot? That's the real question, because right now we got a hole. Yeah, he playing good on outside, but it's a hole in that middle.
It's so you don't translate directly from outside corner to slot. That's a different position. Slot corner is half corner, half safety, really. That's a different position. It's a different technique. So if you got a guy that's doing well in one technique, just because he possibly can do another one, unless there's no one else that can do it. We got CJ who should be able to play some slot corner. Sidney should be able to play some slot corner, but I think DeJean will be the guy who gets this shot after this bye because he's had time to get up to date. So yeah, you ain't heard about him because he didn't have an opportunity. He was hurt all training camp.
But if you think about it,
was nothing until he got the opportunity. So let's see him get the opportunity, and then if he can't do it, then they gotta make other moves.
But knowing the sport,
in the second round for a reason.
Yeah, you right. You right with what you're saying, but some players are special, bro. Some players are different. Some players that stuff don't matter. Some people you can move them anywhere. I've played with players like that where
you can move.
You do, but
Quinion, a guy playing that well 4 games into his career on the outside.
But think about it. He came in
making every play.
He came in training camp in the slot though, and they just moved him out there.
He's always played outside until he got to the Eagles. So which technique do you think sticks more with you? What you've done since you were 5 years old or what you did in training camp? You tell me which one you think sticks with you more.
The question is something we wouldn't know. Well, the answer is something we wouldn't know because we don't know what the coaches saw in training camp. How good was he in the slot? Because they came into the season before Isaiah got hurt saying Quinion gonna be the slot, Isaiah gonna be outside.
He would be good in the slot, but he's
so that's the question. How good would it be
outside? I don't want to sacrifice an outside corner that we control for 4 more seasons after this one when we got other guys that can play in the slot. This man, by the time that he gets paid, we could have a championship because of him. I don't want to put him back in the slot. If you're playing that way where you're at, stay there.
What's that going to do? That's going to hurt us this year. Then we're going to have a problem in that slot.
We don't know if they're going to try Sidney. We don't know if DeJean's going to get in there. Those guys are going to get opportunities. If they're going to keep it like it is right now, then I agree with you. But if they're that stupid, then we need new coaches.
I think we need new coaches anyway. Yeah, we need new coaches.
That is not the answer.
Yeah.
That needs to change. That has got to change.
Yeah.
Is not the answer.
Yeah,
he'll probably be hurting 2 more weeks anyway. I don't wish on nobody, but that man be hurting 2 more weeks.
That's a whole deeper conversation right there when you get into the coaches.
Yeah, we need about 3 hours for that.
Yeah.
Elite performance of the game. So one player or possibly coach that you thought played really well in that embarrassment of a game that we had on Sunday. Philander, I guess we'll start with you.
That's easy. We already know. Honestly, I really think one player that really did well, and that's Barkley. That's our true best player. Like, Hurts ain't our best player. You know what I'm saying? Carter ain't our best player. Our best player is Saquon Barkley. And he did everything. He picking up blitzes, getting off into the screens, getting over the top of the defense, getting the ball, running the ball, making people miss. Bro, the man is immaculate, bro. He's the best running back in the league. And I was saying that when he was with the Giants. People would be like, oh, you just saying that because he's an Eagle. Nah, I've been saying he was the best. Him and Derrick Henry I've been saying they're the best 2 running backs in the league since like last year, a couple of years. McCaffrey just got a great system. He's a great running back.
We don't care about McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You don't even care about you around here.
Yeah. But Barkley ball. Like, I don't care. No, Barkley is the only player that I can say whenever he got the ball, I'm confident. Listen, 2 weeks ago, Hurts I just started thinking, maybe it's him. But that's another topic. But I'll say Barkley for right now. That's the dude who balled out.
Who you got, dude?
Nobody. And I'm not even playing.
So I'm gonna give you 2 names on defense. I already talked about one of them, Quinion Mitchell.
Of course.
I'll give you another guy who did his job, and that was Zach Bond. Those are the only two guys on that defense from this past week that anybody should open their mouth to say had elite performances. Everybody else on that defense and most of the offense. But I will say one thing about the offense. I cannot blame the receivers because they were not given opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're good or not. I know that they're not as good as A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, but there aren't a lot of people in the league who are. But that's what that is. Next topic. Weakest link. Diva, who's your weakest link?
Jalen Alexander Hurts.
Orlando, who's your weakest link?
Well, it was two that was neck and neck, so she took one of them. I say coaching. Coaching with a combination of what she said is those are our weakest links right now.
I'm gonna say Avante Maddox.
No, Mister, you want him back? Told you. I did not want that dude. I did not. Me and Cole was going back and forth about that in the chat.
At the time, we didn't have nobody better to play the position. So nobody or somebody that's iffy. I mean, if you want to take nobody and go into the season playing clowns, that's worse than
you might as well take nobody. But he ain't showed up and showed out. You might as well take nobody.
Okay, right now, if you take a guy that's worse than him and put him in that position, we getting beat like we get against Tampa Bay every week because they're gonna just continue to target that position. At the time of that argument, he was the best option that we had on the team.
Well, he ain't now.
He's not now, but I don't know the future. All I know is what I've seen so far. That's all I could base my argument off of. And at the time, there was no better option.
We know the future. You're gonna be hurt in a few weeks.
Well, we did agree on that even then. Then somebody else would get a shot because he was gonna get hurt. We already know he ain't gonna make no full season.
Yeah, you know that.
Part of the street clothes brigade every year.
You know that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take our first break here. Come back, then we're gonna review this game, and things gonna get real fun because we're gonna dig into all the garbage that we saw in this game, and there was a lot of it to go around.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back, Kyren Williams, to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
All right, y'all, we're going to hit the comments real quick. Then y'all know where we're going after that. Y'all already know. All right, so we're going to go back to earlier. We were talking about Slate and all that. We're going to pick up the comments from there. So Benny, our man Benny Boone says, you will never see Reggie White go on a podcast and joke around with Troy Aikman. You'll never see Brian Dawkins go on a podcast and joke around with Michael Irvin. Come on, bro. No lies. Benny also says there are no friends between Eagles players and their rivals. Not during the season. If that's your best bosom buddy after the season, that's cool. During the season, I ain't trying to hear none of it. That's not your opportunity to hang out with the enemy. We don't do that in Philly. All right, Benny also says now there's going to be friction in our locker room. It's not the culture, dog. He also says Benny has a lot to say in the comments, and I rock with that. This was worse than Michael Vick dog fighting, and he came to Philadelphia when people didn't accept him. That's why I burnt your jersey this morning.
Benny said I burnt the jersey this morning.
That's the one that had me laughing for no reason, y'all. I seen that one earlier. That's why I was laughing for no reason. I ain't all the way crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's wild.
What up, Philly?
Philly says, what's up, Eagles fan? What up, Philly?
So
Benny says now he's about to get that smoke from the fans. Oh, it's
already getting it.
Out to my boy. He already Benny says there's no friendship when it comes to war. No lies there. He says we need these corners to be physical. No lies there. He says Brown can play safety and slot. Yeah, he can. I'm just saying, like, I would like to see, and so I know it's your first time on Philando, but one of the things I always talk about is you don't have to have one guy play the same position the whole game, right? There's this crazy thing called, hey, I'm going to put you out there, son. I'm going to pull you off. I'm going to put another guy on at the same position because you're supposed to have depth anyway, right? So, like, Slay got hurt last week. Couldn't come back in the game.
Got hurt this week.
They went right at him. Why? Because they knew he hadn't played a freaking down in the game. They knew he was coming in the middle of the game where everybody else had some plays, broke out a little sweat, ready to go, and he just been sitting on the side being cold the whole time. So if you kind of put guys in some plays, and hey, maybe he get burned on a play or two. But if you put guys in and somebody get hurt, there's somebody that at least has some play in the game. Then push somebody in the game, got pushed by somebody. But Philadelphia Eagles don't believe in rotating people out for the most part, except for the defensive line. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Just my
and on top of what we saw Ringo do last year, so I didn't not understanding why he's not out there this year trading out. I don't even know why Slay out. Slay too old to be out there all 4 quarters. First and foremost, boy is old. He don't need to be out there. It's just like Bradbury. You can't have him out there all 4 quarters. You can't.
The problem is, what I personally believe, I think it's deeper than the actual coaching, because we keep seeing the coaching change and we keep seeing the same philosophy. The weak sitting back, I think is higher. I think management is saying, hey, we want to play this type of defense. We want coaches to come in and coach it up, and the coaches get the blame. And then they switch out the coaches, a new coach come in, that coach goes somewhere else. His defense looks totally different, but our defense still looks the same. Then we swap out again, and the defense still looks the same. So now I'm thinking like, yo, maybe it's not the coaches. We talk about the coaches and the positions they putting these players in. Maybe it's higher up management that's saying, listen, this is what we want Philadelphia Eagle football to be. That's what I think the bigger problem is, because we can't just keep on saying, oh, it's the coach. It's the coach. They take out the coach. Oh, it's the coach. It's the coach. Oh, it's the coach. It's the coach. How many times it got to be the coach before you start to think something different?
Neva, I'll let you answer that one. Then I may have something to say afterwards.
I mean, yeah, it probably is the upper management, probably Howie. I mean, it's a little birdie saying that Howie, says who he wants to play and who don't want to play. But then the coaches got to grow some balls because, I mean, when we had Schwartz, Jim Schwartz did what he wanted to do. He didn't listen to Howie or Jeff Lurie. Jim Johnson sure didn't listen to anybody but Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Doug Peterson did what he wanted to do, and that's probably why he got fired. But sometimes you gotta grow your own balls. Like, look, I'm the one out here. You paying me. I'm the one out here. I'm gonna do what I feel is best for this team to get us a win. Because I mean, we've had some good defenses. I mean, Doug McDermott did the thing. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I believe it. I do. And we know how we don't know nothing about football. You might know about numbers because he's a lawyer, an accountant. We don't know nothing about football, and the owner don't know nothing at all. He just got the money, and that's it.
So Benny's suggestion is Fangio needs to move these corners up. This 15-yard cushion isn't working. I'll say this.
Yeah.
They've been saying for years. If you look at the press conferences, they've been saying for years they want to play bend but don't break. They said that when they went and got Vic Fangio. The previous, every defensive coordinator we've had, the last 3 or 4, have all been disciples of Fangio who played as bend but don't break. The only difference is his is the 3-4, the others were doing the 4-3. So clearly, Fernando is above them as far as the philosophy. So here's to me where the coaches are to blame. You can tell me any philosophy you can want. You can tell me you want everybody to wear buttercream jerseys and dance around on one foot before the play starts. But once the play starts, it's still up to you as the coach to put your people in the right position. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel as if last year we didn't have Sean Desai wasn't quite ready to be a defensive coordinator. So that was on Nick Sirianni, or Nicky Tight Pants himself, and Howie. That's who that was on, right? We knew once Matt Patricia took over, our season was done. Matt Patricia as a defensive coordinator, as anything right now.
It was already a wrap. But you got to notice what I noticed schematically. When I watched that game, they did try to press at one point. And as soon as they tried to press, you know what happened? Evans beat Slay over top. And I think that's the one he dropped it. When he had it on his hands and he dropped it. As soon as we tried to press, they threw it over top and we got beat. So it's like, do they see that in practice when we in training camp? Do they see these corners can't hold up in the press? And that's why they always play so far back? So, there's a lot of questions that come into your mind when you're watching these games, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's probably why they don't press. Because he got beat like that.
Adjustment is a big part. Another thing that Fangio's done a better job, I'll say, than the last 2 guys at adjustments. When you're playing the game of football and you see something happen, and people say wait to halftime, but why wait to halftime? If you see that your guys have an issue, and Fangio's up top, so that's another advantage that he has. He's not on the field with other guys. He's up top, so he can see it from a better angle.
Right.
So adjustments, that's something that offensive and defensive we hadn't done. Now, we had an offensive coordinator last year that basically Brian Johnson. They tried to throw all the blame on him. Go check what's happening with Brian Johnson now. Go look up Brian Johnson.
But we already knew. We already knew what Brian Johnson last year.
And they're looking good. Jaden Daniels looking like a whole different quarterback.
But we knew it was Brian Johnson, though. We said that.
Yeah. So instead of getting rid of the true problem, to answer your question here, and people cannot agree with me, and that's fine. You can agree whatever you want. The problem is Nicholas Tight Pants Sirianni. That's the problem. As long as he's infecting his team with the stupidity that is him, we cannot be successful unless they do what we were promised. We were told in the offseason, multiple press conferences, he's going to be the hype guy, and he's just going to kind of oversee. He's going to lead the offense to Kellen Moore. He's going to lead the defense to Vic Fangio. That's not what we're having happen. He is ingratiating himself into the play, and that's why everything looks discombobulated, and that's why things don't make sense. Because a guy that has as much football knowledge as my pinky toe on the common sense side, now he may know numbers and different things like that, but to actually execute, this man don't know what he's doing. And he's the guy that is messing up the offense because he keeps interjecting himself. We need him to step aside, do a rah-rah guy. Where's my man that's supposed to be his keeper? Push him off to the side, take their headset. We don't need him with no headset. We need him over on the side yelling and doing whatever you want, talk to the referees. Take the headset. Let Kellen Moore be successful or suck, and we know it's Kellen Moore.
Fire that man. Like, it's just eliminate the whole problem and just get the man up out of Philly.
Out of here. Yeah.
I mean, they ain't gonna have no choice because they catching heat. You gonna continue to catch heat, and you ain't gonna get nowhere until you fire that dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Even a lot of the sports analysts are saying fire Nick.
I feel like
it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, it's gonna come.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'll be pleasantly surprised because I feel like he got some dirt on them dudes or something because I don't even know how he's still there.
I'm telling you, it's Howie, the only person that kept him there. Lurie wanted him go. Howie was the one that he was the diddler. Howie is the diddler. Okay. All right. Howie is diddler. Okay. That's
and
why
you gotta think about like the Fangio, this was a Sirianni pick and a Howie pick. Moore, this was a Sirianni and a Howard pick. So you're bringing guys in that are seasoned. They don't need you. Sit down. When we went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, we had a seasoned OC and a seasoned DC. You sat down and let them do their job.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, because we had some success without you being involved, you feel like you got to keep involving yourself. But guess what? We can't have success with you involved because you suck at being a head coach.
Yeah. And once again, it goes back to what I said before. It's organizational. Think about this. 2017, we won a Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Think about what happened that season. They was passing like they're doing now. And we started to lose games and was having a lot of issues. And it took the fans to be yelling, run the ball. They went and got your boy from Miami. We started running the ball, and it changed the whole season.
Him and LeGarrette smoking on the blunt. They were doing
they got blunt, yeah. So
and then Doug had the right mindset to be like, let me go get Nick Foles together real quick. Let's go get him some help real quick so this boy's not sitting here holding the ball for 40,000 years. Jalen Alexander hurts.
RPO, but really using it. So a RPO is not. So what they do in Philadelphia, y'all, is RPR. That's not an RPO.
Yeah.
Run RPO is a run pass option. We don't do a run pass option. We do a run option or a run pass run.
Yeah.
What we really do is a RRO.
RR because we don't run. We don't do no running. We just pass.
The thing is, when they do the quote unquote RPO, Jalen makes the wrong decision most of the time.
Yeah, he's pulling it. Yeah.
Because he's not watching who he's supposed to watch. So what happens is he's making the wrong read.
Yep.
You could say that's the quarterback, and I'm not going to argue with you, but he's got a full staff. He's got a quarterback coach over there. He's got a running back coach over there, and he's got a OC and a head coach. It's nobody saying, hey, Jalen, come here, sit down. Pull out the little telestrator with the circle. That's the dude you're supposed to be watching. If he moves to the left, you still watch him. That's who we use to make the decision. So I'm not saying, and so I'll go into this. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts has no blame, because he does, because these are things that he can work on himself too. He doesn't have to have a coach tell him this. Every offseason, he has the opportunity to go do what the best quarterbacks in the league do. You know what that is? Go get you a QB guru to help you with the things you need to improve on. When did he get a guru? The year before we went to the Super Bowl, he went out that offseason and he got him a quarterback guru to help him work on his game. And he came back throwing the ball better. He came back reading a little better. I don't ever expect him to be a guy that's going to sit there in the pocket for 5 to 7 seconds, read the entire field, and then deliver the ball properly, because it's not his game. And when you try to make him that type of quarterback, He cocks back when he shouldn't, and the ball gets knocked out and he fumbles. If you teach him to play his game, if you don't try to overload him with something that he's not ready for at this time, because number one, it is a new system. And again, these are not excuses, these are facts. So he's learning another new system. Give the man time, but at the same time, you know what he can do well.
Yeah.
Give him a couple of reads, go for it. Or a little screen or somebody on the side, Saquon or whoever's in there running back on the side that you can kind of dump it off to once they chip block and go out. Give him that.
Shit, the things we thought he'd do well, he's not doing well.
Improve on him.
He's not doing. He's slower
because they're telling him to sit in the pocket for 7 to 10 seconds and look for a dude to be open, and that's not going to work in the NFL.
Nah. That's why. That's why I blame.
You got 5 Jason Kelce's. That ain't gonna work.
Nah. It's coaching and Hurts. It's a combination because it's a lot of time. I don't care what nobody say. If you go back and watch that game, it was players open. Jalen just wasn't hitting them. He wasn't hitting them. It was plays to be made
for the game for a touchdown. If he puts that ball where Saquon get it, that's a touchdown.
Threw it out of bounds. Threw it out of bounds.
Waited 5 seconds too long and then threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, then threw it out of bounds. And there's so many plays. There's another play where I think he threw it down. He threw it too far. It was like he threw it over what's your boy 83 on Dotson. He threw it over his head one play, but he had Barkley wide open in the middle of the field. Like just a quick check down, he would have got the first down. It was right there.
Jalen's problem is when he lock on somebody, he lock on somebody. He don't know how to.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, David. You do lock on.
He lock on him. Instead of him looking at one player and going to the other player, he straight looks at that player he's going to, and then that's when they cover the player. I mean, unless you AJ Brown and you just beast mode and can get players off of you, that's it. But if not, I mean, he got to learn how to switch it up and not let everybody know who he going to. And if they think he going to this person, go to the opposite person. But Jalen, once he get locked in with somebody, he locked in. That's it. That's it.
And you know what that right. And you know what that means? What that is the man don't know the offense yet. So when he come into a play, he's like, okay, this is what I need to look for. This is what I know is probably going to be open. And so once he don't see it open, that's when he starts to panic. Even sometimes when he don't have to, he panics and then he want to run or he looks somewhere else and try to throw somewhere else real quick. That play that he did it was at Green Bay when he sat there like 5 seconds looking. Then he went to throw it to the sideline. He stopped and then he threw it to the sideline. Dude almost picked it. That's what happened. He panicked. Then he was like, okay, I got to get out of my hands. And he just threw it. Bro, and that's part of that's what he normally do. You know, that's what he do. That's what he should have did. But he don't know the offense. So that's why I think that issue is he don't really know the offense. So he's locking in on certain plays. He's locking on certain players. And if it don't work, now we're in trouble because he's not going to be able to scan. Now, once you know it and it like the back of your hand, now you can start looking at the play like, let me look at the defense more so than once I know this dude move here, I know this is going to be open. Or if this dude move here, I know this is going to be. I don't think he's reading the field like that. I think he's just coming in with plays and he's like, hey, let me get this play done. And I want to go to this guy because I know he's going to win on his route.
I think he's just confused. I mean, because if you look at it when Steichen was coaching and he was calling the plays, Jalen looked like he was comfortable. He knew what he was doing. But when you got Nick out there taking over, like I guess Kellen Moore called one thing, and then Nick could probably come in at the last minute and be like, no, Jalen, do this. So he's just confused. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah. And that year he won, the year we went to the Super Bowl, that was the second year with Steichen, wasn't it? Wasn't that his second year?
Steichen started calling plays
the year before.
The year before. Too many.
Yeah, so he was more familiar with the offense. Yeah. So he looked at.
Let him build a relationship with Kellen Moore and let them work the playbook so that it works for Jalen Hurts. We don't need Nick stepping all the time. Now, as the head coach, let's say it's a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and they about to kick a field goal or whatever. You're like, no. Go ahead and do the tush push or / brotherly love shove, whatever you want to call it. I'm fine with that.
We need to call it first down.
Yeah, because that we get that on first down most of the time.
Yeah,
automatic now.
So run that first down.
But my thing is, let the people call the plays in that position. Obviously, it's the offense because he don't know enough about defense to try to do it with Fangio. But let him call the plays. Let us be clear. If the game plan sucks, it's Kellen Moore. If the game plan is great, it's Kellen Moore. It's like he don't mind if the game plan sucks if he throw Kellen Moore on the bus, but if the game plan is great, he wants people to say it's Nick Sirianni. bro, we know it's not you. You're not capable of that.
Yeah.
That's like saying Cool McCain jumped and dunked on an 18-foot goal. I'm incapable of that, just like you're incapable of calling a great game because you don't know how to call plays.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
the fact is, I mean, we know Kellen Moore is not that bad. Like, we watched him run the whole Dallas offense for 2-3 years. We watched him run the Chargers offense for what, 2 years? So I mean, we know he's not bad. Like, he's really a running. He likes to get his running backs involved. So that's how you know when running backs aren't involved, then that means that is Nick Sirianni, because he is a passer. Let's get these big plays down the field.
And it's funny you say that because that's exactly what I've been thinking for the past couple minutes. I'm like, I'm thinking about that game plan. Because when you watch the first play of the game against the Bucks pass, then they turn around. Okay, well, let's try and give Barkley the ball real quick. Didn't work. Okay, we want to pass up 3 and out. Okay, get on the ball back. Next drive, pass. Okay, let's try and get Barkley the ball. Give him the ball. Nope, it didn't work. Okay, let's pass again. 3 and out. For it took 5 drives for them to start feeding Barkley, and that's the drive that we drove. I think it was the 5th drive. That's when we finally started getting points on the board.
And that was a good drive.
When they started running.
He ran the ball a little bit. He threw the ball well. Barkley ran the ball well. Right? He didn't always get big yards, but ran the ball hard. That's what you need, and they get away from that because I feel like the head coach be like, no, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Step away and let that man call his offense, right? That's all I ask. Step away and let that man. If you want to call the offense, then you call it and take him off calling. But don't you?
Heck no. No, we don't want him calling nothing. We lose every game, man.
We don't want him calling what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If he calls plays for one game, he's going to get fired. If he calls plays one game, he's going to get fired. They may do him like they did Tony Dungy, and they may walk onto the field after the game and hand him his pink slip while he's trying to walk over to the other coach.
Well, we need to hurry up.
They need to.
We need to hurry up.
But I feel like they're not, because they're trying to. So they try to play every angle. This is what I noticed from press conferences, y'all. And I know we're supposed to be talking about the game. We are talking about the game because we're not gonna see them talk about every sucky play that happened in that game. Because if not, we're gonna all be mad up here yelling and being passed out from high blood pressure. We're not even gonna do that.
That's what people want to see.
I'm not doing that though. I'm not passing out from high blood pressure.
Man, you saw that man pass out.
To get another 20 views. No.
Anybody have no stroke up here? No, anybody give me no stroke up here?
No, all that for nobody.
That's been places that they can do that at. Y'all can go watch them turn purple in the face and fall out on camera for y'all. We do that over here. But my thing is, man, let him be successful, let him not be successful with the way that he wants to coach. If it's successful, you still won't get props because you brought him in, dummy. Everyone knows these two guys you wanted as much as the organization did. So if they do well, dummy, you do well. You don't have to try to interject yourself. But he want to play it both ways. He'll come out and say, yeah, so yeah, the 4th down plays, those were me. It's not Kellen's me. I got to call a better game. I'm going to call better plays. You don't got to call plays at all, clown. That's why you hired a offensive coordinator who has play calling experience so that you don't have to call plays. We don't want to hear you say it's your fault and you're going to be better and you got to do better for 3 years in a row.
And that's the shit. I ain't trying to cuss. I'm trying to watch my language. That's the stuff that pissed me off, bro. When we lose games, they say the same cliche shit, bro. Y'all make too much money to be cliche. I don't want to hear Hurt saying the same stuff. I just got to do better. I just got to be better. Now, honestly, he sounded like Wentz. That's what Wentz used to do. Every time he make a mistake, I got to do better. It's almost like they feel like we get a clean slate if we're accountable. If we hold ourselves accountable verbally to the media, we're okay. We get away with what we're doing. Then they come out and do the same thing again.
Yeah, because we're not seeing change. So when you say you gotta do better, if you want us to, if you think that that's enough, that means you don't go out the next week and do the same sugar honey iced tea again.
Yep. So at this point, I don't want to hear it no more.
Right.
I don't listen to the press conferences. I'm not listening to that.
Diva just stopped. I'm done.
I'm not listening. First of all, Nick don't even make sense of what he's saying. He'll talk you in a freaking circle in a tree, round and round and round. So I'm not even about to listen to that. And Jalen just has the same non-emotion. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. It starts with me. It starts with me. Okay, well, bro, we waiting. We waiting, bro.
Rent was due about 15 games ago.
Sure was, buddy. Like,
we We need
You
to
got more
end with you,
interceptions than
not
Dak
just keep
now.
starting.
We can't be doing that now. You can't be doing more interceptions than Dak now.
Yeah. And so many people, I get into so much with people, they be like, oh, you're not that's our quarterback. Listen, bro, I'm an Eagle fan first. I'm never going to put a player that I like over the team. So if I see a player doing something that I feel like is hurting the team, I'm going to say something about it. I'm the same way with my kids. If my kids doing something wrong, I'm not going to ignore it. Like, I'm going to say something about it. We, as Eagles fans, that's what we're known for. You produce on the field. If you don't produce, we're going to let you know about it. So just because that's our quarterback, yeah. But the defense, yeah, but them guys ain't making $50 million a year. Nobody on that defense making $50 million a year. Hurts making $50 million a year. That comes with expectations. And then when you have those high expectations and you come in and play like he's been playing this year, he's been the weakest link on our offense all season. I don't care what nobody say. As far as players are concerned, I'm not talking about coaching. He's been the weakest link.
You want about Jalen Hurts, but I'm gonna say this: you bring a guy in, you keep giving him new coordinators. You're meddling in the offense, so it's not consistent. There's two things I blame him for. I blame him for the fumbles, interceptions. We cry all day about he throw interceptions. If you're gonna throw balls down the field, NFL caliber players, you're gonna get some interceptions. Them fumbles, they stink and they need to stop. That's one of my issues. My other issue with him is reaction time. When you see the plays are not there, you see everybody deep down the field, you are a mobile quarterback, sir. You are healthy this year. Take the freak off on a consistent basis. Because what's going to happen when you start taking off? Then they got to do one thing that they don't want to do. They got to put a QB spy. That's going to be one of your safeties, or your slot corner is going to have to be the QB spot.
Yep.
Because most teams don't have a linebacker athletic enough to do that. Once you do that, what does that do? That makes your throws easier because there's one guy that can't go but so far because he got to watch you. But we don't have him run the ball enough for it. And I don't want called runs. I want there's nobody open. I got the leg. There's a hole. Let's go.
Listen, you better do what
That's
Michael
the
Vick
ones I
did.
want.
You hear me? Because Michael Vick did, boy, he ain't see nobody open. That bug was gone.
That's what I'm saying.
That bug was
It
out.
hurts to do it 1 or 2 times a game, and you'll be like, oh, he about to get it. Then he's back to stand in the pocket for 15 seconds. It's like Nick says, hey, Jalen, hey, buddy. So you're out there running and using your legs and all that, man. And, that's cool, man. But, we need to run the RPR PPO. And we need you to, stay in the pocket for 20 seconds, buddy. All that running, man.
Yeah. At the end of the day, bro, I see when I'm a big Hurts fan. I feel like he looked good in that uniform for us. And I'm not just talking about physically. I mean, the type of style he play, that's what I like to see as for our quarterback. But when I start seeing him miss stuff that's there consistently, that's when I start to think, maybe he's a big problem. That's what I'm seeing this year. I'm starting to notice, hold up, if people open. We can't say, all his receivers were hurt. Yeah, it was guys open, and he just missed them.
Right, but I'm saying, these are different guys. And this is not to make an excuse for him, but I'm saying these are different guys. Like, you're throwing the guys that he's normally throwing to A.J. Brown if he's throwing it to the left side, right? That's normally going to A.J. Brown. There's a lot of bad throws that A.J. Brown makes look good. Jahan Dotson can't do that. Devontae Smith can't do that. Johnny Wilson can't do that.
That's still not an excuse, bro. He making $50 million. He making $50 million. That ain't an excuse. He got to get it done.
If you take away my best weapons, there's going to be plays I can't make because the timing is not there. And you can't build that timing in a week.
Yeah, but the plays he missing aren't timing. Like, timing is like, okay, I come back, play action. I know 1, 2, 3 steps. He needs to get behind it. Like the play that he missed the Devontae in the end zone on the interception that he threw. That was a timing play. That wasn't really on him. That's timing. Like Devontae was supposed to come over and he's supposed to get it there. But a lot of these other plays he just flat. Like that screen play past to Barkley. He just missed it. That wasn't timing or nothing like that. The play that he missed the Dotson when he had somebody underneath. The pass to Barkley that he would have scored on. That's just him making a bad play. Like that's just him not doing it.
You talking about the one we lost?
Yeah, that was the New Orleans game. Yeah, when Devontae Smith supposed to come
No, I'm
across the
talking about the
middle.
Barkley play. You're talking about that one in that game where we lost the game because Barkley dropped
Oh,
the
when he
ball.
dropped the ball.
Is that the? No, I'm trying to figure out which one you're talking about. I'm just asking.
Oh, no, I'm talking about as far as when he missed Barkley was the screen pass the Tampa game. That's the one you talking about, the Tampa game? Or you talking about the Atlanta game when
I'm
I
talking
was
the
trying to
Tampa
figure out which
game.
one you talking
I
about.
remember him missing one to Gainwell in a Tampa game.
That one too, yeah.
What I'm saying is when you got guys like Gainwell, he don't play a lot. You got guys like Jahan Dotson, those other guys, the time is not the same. So even like on the overthrow, the time is not the same because Dotson's not the same speed, the same route runner that some of the other guys are. So I'll give him a few of those, but there are ones that he misses that he should make. But at the same time, we scrutinize Hurts at a level that other teams don't do. Mahomes doesn't get scrutinized. Brady didn't get scrutinized as much as we scrutinize Hurts for every play. That's what I'll say in his defense. And I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying that stuff he's got to crew up, but you miss balls, right? Everybody misses balls, and it's harder to do when you don't have your guys. Now you give him all of his guys, and he go out there and throw the ball like he did in this game against Tampa Bay. We got a much bigger problem. And this is not like
ask you this.
He's been playing with him 2-3 weeks. This is
let me ask you this.
Their first week playing with him of any consistency besides Goddard.
He didn't have any chemistry when he came in for Wentz his rookie year and was balling. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no consistent. He didn't have no chemistry with them guys. He just went out there and balled. So you can't like that chemistry can't, huh?
He did have chemistry with those guys because those guys liked him, and they had been asking the coach to bench him.
The guys now don't like him.
It's not that they don't like him; it's that you're not listening to this point. These are guys that he's not practicing with every week. He has a whole nother set of guys, so he's gonna miss plays. What I'm saying is he's doing this with everybody there. If he's doing this with Brown, we know he's not getting Kobe back, but him and Kobe, that was a connection. So if he had Brown, Kobe, and Devontae Smith out there, he's not missing as many plays, right? Now, should he have missed as many as he did? No. But you have to expect of any NFL quarterback, if you lose your top 3 pass catchers and you're out there playing with guys that you don't normally play with, it's going to be difficult. You're going to miss plays. Things are not going to look as clean as you want them to look. My issue is the turnover and the fact that you're not using your legs, because if you're not going to trust the receivers, then you got to run. You can't not trust the receivers and sit in the pocket. That's where my issue. I'm not trying to say, oh, we give Hurts grace. Don't say anything bad about Hurts. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying let's look at it realistically. He's not being given the weapons, but he has a weapon that he's not using that he should be. You got a game where you out there with all backup receivers. 2 people on that team should have 100 yards rushing. One of them is named Jalen Alexander Hurts, and the other one is named Saquon Barkley. Those 2 people should have had over 225 yards running. Yep. That's coaching. But I'm gonna introduce this into it too. There's a thing called an audible. And you were starting quarterback, and you've used audibles this year. So sometimes when you see that the pass ain't gonna work, audible into the run. Use your
That's the problem. He think it's gonna work. That's the problem.
He think it's gonna work. That's a big problem.
He think it's gonna work, and it's not working.
Like, no, I don't want to rock the boat by audibling too much. He reminds me of some other people I know. They're really nice people.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that dog, sometimes you don't approach it the same way that people who have that does. Because if you put me at a quarterback position, right, with my mind right now, and I got the skills that he got, and you call a pass for a deep pass, and I know they ain't gonna work. Wide spider banana 53. We going straight to that I-form run. We're gonna stay in the formation, but we're gonna run a halfback blast. Yeah. And if Saquon gives us some yards, cool. If he can't, what you gonna do? Take me out if the play don't work? You don't take me out when I suck, so you ain't gonna take me out if this one play don't work. I need more of that from him. I need him to get to that point of, I know some of this stuff ain't gonna work. Let me audible out of that. Now that's one of my biggest complaints with Hurts.
Right. And then that's my thing. Like, that's why Kellen Moore needs to run the offense, because Kellen Moore knows how to use his running backs. We saw him. That's when Zeke and Pollard had their best years, was when Kellen Moore was calling run plays for them. Then that opened up the passing for Dak. So you're not giving him the chance to open up the field because you always want to throw these big plays and not use the run game to open up the passing game. You have to use the run game to open the pass game. I don't know why we don't understand that. Well, I think Kellen understands that, but Nick doesn't. So that's the problem. That is the main problem. Is no balance there. Like you're not using the run game enough to open up your field for people to get open or for people to get away from receivers. I mean, from defenders and make room and make separation because you always want to pass the ball.
Yep. That's the biggest problem with us right now. Philadelphia is yearning for the Eagles to run the ball because we know that's our strength, but for some reason they don't want to do it. It's clear to every fan base, the media, everybody know our strength is running the ball. We did the same thing against Tampa this year that we did in the playoffs. We went in short a receiver.
I need to see Will Shipley.
Yes.
I need to see Gainwell a little bit. Because my thing is, and I say this all the time, I understand if you want to say Saquon, we only want to see him about 20 to 25 carries a game because we want to try to keep him healthy because he has some history of getting hurt. But you got other running back, so you still can run the ball.
Right.
Don't have to be Saquon. Are they going to be as good as Saquon? No. But if they can't get the job done, then we need to get rid of them and get some other dudes who can make it happen.
But we don't even know what Shipley. I mean, I've seen Shipley in college. I've seen how he was running. He was a beast in college. But we're not. They're not going to show how much of a beast he is. We're not going to see it because they don't want to run the boy.
Nope. If we're not going to run the ball, that's going to be a problem all year because running the ball sets up so much. You get play action. If you got a quarterback that's still learning the playbook, you got a quarterback that can turn the ball over. Why are we putting the ball in his hands to throw 30, 40 times a game? When we got running backs. We got a stable of running backs and one of the best lines in the league. What are we doing?
Especially in that red zone.
Yeah.
It should be no throwing the ball in the red zone. It should be straight running that.
Once we get inside the 5-yard line, I would be good if we did 4 brotherly shoves if we needed it. Let's get it.
Facts.
You know, we want to do the brotherly shove 10 times in a row from the 30. Let's do it 3 times in a row from the 7. I bet we get in the end zone.
I bet.
That's 12 yards. 4 plays.
No
3 yards.
No more cuteness either. I don't want no fake brotherly shove, run outside the Saquon crap no more.
Nah.
Run the daggone play. Run the daggone play.
Yep.
You want to throw the ball inside the red zone? Throw it on the outside to a receiver or a tight end. That's what they
get. Can I get that Nick Sirianni money? I'm just saying, like y'all paying this dude on nothing about football to coach a team who don't know what he's doing. Like, let me get a piece of that pie. Let me get a piece of that change.
You wasting anyway. You might as well throw them on the street.
And what they gonna do is this. What they gonna do? They're gonna wait until it's bleak, until we done went on we at the bottom of the sea and we struggling for air. They're like, you know what? Time to lean on the running game. Then we're gonna start winning, and then it's gonna keep our blood pressure up. Instead of just doing that now, coming out and say, you know what? Leslie, have you noticed that Barkley's carries have got lesser every single game? He started off with 22, then he went to like 19, 17, and now 10.
Yep.
And he got the 10 on the game where we don't have no receivers.
I mean, that's why DeAndre Swift left.
Injured Saquon Barkley to have under 18 carries in a game, period.
That's why DeAndre Swift
up by 7 touchdowns or down by 7 touchdowns.
Yep. And you can't worry about the man being hurt or getting hurt or whatever. There's football. I mean, look at your boy, the guy you don't like, McCaffrey. When he was in Carolina, that's what he was known for.
I don't like nobody don't play on the Eagles.
Me neither. I ain't no players, but I'm a team guy. But McCaffrey used to always get hurt. And then when he got out there, he's their workhorse. I mean, he hurt now, but he's their workhorse, and they used him that way.
3 games last year too. He's been hurt every year he's been there. It's just they have so many running backs that they put another dude back there, and you don't even think about the fact that McCaffrey missed games. He hadn't played the whole season since he's been there.
Facts. That's the whole point of using a running game and using your multiple running backs when you have them. That's why you have them.
Yeah.
So that when the inevitable do get banged up, or you know what I'm saying, you want to switch it up because maybe you're playing against a team that Saquon's not being able to run good on because they're playing good run defense for his style of run. That's why you get other players.
Man,
And
we
this,
ain't
Everybody
used
else
to,
does it.
and
man,
this,
we ain't used to run games since Ajayi and Gary
Jai,
Blunt. That's when we
We
knew
haven't
how to
had two
run the
backs with
ball.
you since then. You're right. We don't use
and
two
this,
backs. We have one feature back, and then we'll put another guy in for 4 carries, and then be like, oh, he had 20 yards and 4 carries. He averaged 5 yards a carry. Really?
and they don't do it. But what it is, it goes back to the coaching or the organizational philosophy, because you have a player like Barkley who you know is going to get you these yards. You know he's going to get you those yards. But if you're going to come into a game and you're going to say, yo, we're going to pass, even though our receivers are hurt, we're going to pass. Excuse me. And then people's like, hell, if they stack the box, you can't run the ball. People have been stacking the box as long as football been around, and people still run the ball when you have a great running game. You can't be soft.
Great
That's not
offensive line.
Philly. We're not gonna be, oh, they stacked the box, so we don't want to do that. We want to pass. That's not Philly. I mean, Phil, okay, you want to stack the box? Okay, we're gonna be mano a mano. We finna still run it down your throat. You know what I mean? We can't be scary. Oh, they stacked the box, so we're not gonna run the ball. Bro, you got Barkley and probably the best run blocking offensive line in football. Without
Silly
Lane Johnson,
Sirianni.
we still up there.
Silly Sirianni continues to have negative influence.
Yeah, the soft mindset, bro. I can't stand it.
He's a soft dude.
Huh?
So Benny said management moved away from the physical play we're so used to seeing here in Philadelphia.
Yep.
He also says Jim Johnson coached a fierce style of defense and made opposing teams so afraid to go up against our defense. We will never have had that type of defense ever again. And then I could 100% agree with this play. Barkley doesn't want Nick calling plays. I don't want Nick calling plays either.
Nobody won. Nobody. Nobody
so
won.
The big thing that we have to do, and my big takeaway from week 3, or excuse me, week 4, I forgot to change that. My fault, y'all. Too late. It is what it is. But week 4, the review versus the Bucks. My big takeaway from this is simply we got to be better. There's no excuse for the team going out there and looking that bad. And I think y'all would agree with me. We're a better team than that. We can lose a game. I'm not one of them people that we lose a game and I start crying and, oh, the season's over and, oh, no, because we're not undefeated. But there's a way to lose. We go out there, even after the Bucks did what they did, we go out there and we get a couple of touchdowns. We get the game close. I feel better. We didn't do that. Why we didn't do that? Because we decided we weren't going to run the ball. We were just going to try to throw the ball down the field a few times. And then we got a fumble from Hurts. It kept Powell. We throw that. If we put that ball into the hands of our playmaker, Saquon Barkley, you want to take him out. Don't game well. Once he don't game well, put Shipley in. I think they're scared to put Shipley in because they know when they do, they're gonna have to don't game well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. But I'll ask y'all this question. I'm not even gonna answer this question because I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm gonna let y'all answer the question. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna put myself on mute to make sure I can stay quiet. Diva Flame, y'all can pick who go first, who goes second. What adjustments do y'all feel like we can make on the bye week so that we can come back next week and we can get this thing popping?
Man, listen, it is the exact same adjustments that we said that we need to make this week to win the football game. Okay. That was 1, run the ball. Run the ball. Number 2 was protect the ball. Number 3 was Hurts. If you don't see nobody open, you take off. Do not sit in that pocket and try to wait for people to get open because you are going to get toe up or you're going to fumble the ball. And that's exactly what happened. If you don't see nobody open, bro, please stop holding the ball. Just run or throw it away. That's it. The main thing is really just using the run game, which we're not using to open up the rest of the field. That's why the rest of the field is never open because we don't want to run the ball. We might do 1 or 2, 3 runs here, or especially if Saquon might lose a yard or only get 1 yard. And Nick's like, oh, no, we're not running the ball no more. We're going to throw the ball down the field. We're going to throw the ball down That's not working, man. That's not how you do football. That is not football fundamental basics. All right. So please stop letting Nick call these plays because he don't know what he's doing. And defense, I need for y'all to be consistent. We seen the potential that y'all have, especially when we played the Saints. I need for y'all to be consistent with the pressure, with the tackling. One week you want to tackle like I don't know what. The next week you act like you don't know what tackling is. You're just reaching out, grabbing people like that's going to stop somebody from running or catching the ball. No, sir. You take the heads off, man. It's simple things that we need to do that we're not doing, that we could win football games like it ain't nothing. And I don't blame the defense, because I know they probably feel like, well, dang, we've been putting on for the offense, because the offense can't never come out the first half and put any points on the board.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that. But we need a balanced game. We need for the defense to play well. We need for the offense to come out and put up points the first quarter, and not just, because we have potential of getting touchdowns. We don't need field goals. Go out there and score touchdowns. It's easy. It's simple. If we can both play a balanced game on both sides of the ball, we should be winning games. It should be no exception while we're losing games. Like, our schedule's not even hard this year. Now, we won 10 games last year in the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tell me that you can't do basic football fundamentals and win games. It's just basic things that we're not doing. The reason why we're losing. It's not extravagant things you got to go out here and do, y'all. It's just really X's and O's, covering your man, not playing 15 feet up on your man, getting help over the top and underneath when you have certain receivers that you can't cover. You help over top, help underneath. It's easy. It's easy fundamentals, man. That's all we got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally agree. Honestly, our defense looks the way it looks because they're kind of intentionally letting people complete passes. And they're hoping eventually they make a mistake, or once we get into the red zone, we lock it up. So I don't think our defense is as bad as it looks, because they're kind of doing what we're allowing them to do in a sense. And that's their mindset. Like, hey, we're going to allow you to get everything underneath. But once guys start missing tackles, now the coach is on the sideline like, oh, my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now the coach is looking at these players like, come on, man, y'all got to come up and make these tackles. This is the defense. You know they're going to catch it. Just break down, get to them, or don't be so far out of position that you have to be running full speed and stop and then slide and miss the tackle. You know what I mean? So completing tackles, I'm not as hurtful or upset with the defense, even though it's horrible right now. But the biggest issue that I came out of this game, as far as adjustments that need to be made, is like what you already said. Run the ball. That's our strength. And then it'll open up little smaller things for Jalen to do. Right now, Jalen cannot have the whole team on his shoulders. He's not going to be able to produce week after week doing that. So you have to use his best friend, and that's the best running back in darn football, Saquon. Give him the ball. Shoot, let your boy Shipley get in there. Let Gainwell get in there. Gainwell be playing with some heart. You know, let them guys get in there a couple. Let Gainwell get 2 or 3 carries a game. Let Shipley get 2 or 3 carries a game. But Saquon got to get somewhere between 17 to 20 carries, somewhere in that area. And he has to, because he's going to break. If he get that many carries, he's going to break a couple at least. So that's where I'm at with it. That's where my breakdown is at. I feel like we definitely need to run the ball, make our focus the running game, not the passing game. And defensively, just make tackles, because they're not going to change the philosophy. We know that's not going to happen. So they just got to make tackles, be more disciplined. And once we get in the red zone, lock up like we've been doing most of the season.
So would it be ignorant if I say everybody play on defense like your name is Zach Bond or Quinyon Mitchell? Because if we do that, the defense is straight.
Or Jalen Carter.
At times.
Yeah.
But consistently, Zach Bond and Quinyon Mitchell, if everybody on the defense play like them two dudes,
1 second.
We're going to be monsters. Now, I don't know, seriously, on offense, I think there's a couple of things that we're not doing that any mobile quarterback or any quarterback that might be struggling would be helpful. Slants, curls, crossing routes. Things where he doesn't have to hold the ball long to get the ball out. And you have a receiver that's kind of doing like was done on the big play by Goddard in the forgot which game it was, but the game we won, we had the big play when Devontae Smith got hurt. Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
You had Jahan Dotson clear that out. He purposely cleared it out so that he had an open area. You run crossing routes, slant routes, short ones, routes like that, curl routes. You run routes where Hurts can get rid of the ball quick to a guy like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, who can catch it and make a long play out of it. Jalen Hurts has to run. Don't call run plays, but when the opportunities are there, Jalen Hurts, put on the Superman cape or your Alfred cloak or whatever and run the ball. Saquon, we need to see you. We need to see you get your carries, and it's not you. So I'm not saying that this is Saquon in any way. It's not him. That man cannot determine if that ball is handed to him or not. That is not something that Saquon Barkley has any control over. But we need to see him. We need to run the ball. Hurts should be getting about 5 big carries a game, 5 to 6 big carries when there's no play. We should be getting somewhere between, I say, 17 to 20 from Barkley every game. We should be getting another 5 from Don't Gainwell and Will Shipley each. So if we run the ball 30 plus times,
that's good,
right? Almost 40, and then we're throwing the ball 25, 30 times.
Yep,
it's going to be more accurate. There's going to be less turnovers. There's going to be at times of the game where you're fooling the defense with what you're doing because you just came out in this same lineup and you ran the ball. Now you throw it from there.
Yep.
You come out with empty backfield. What are you going to do? You're going to throw the ball. If you take Saquon from the backfield, you run him up into the slot, what are you going to do? You're going to throw the ball because ain't nobody to run it. Or you're going to run it with Hurts and risk getting him hurt on a design run. So run and throw out the same formations. These are all things we talked about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it starts over because you got a new coordinator and he's putting in pieces of the offense. So what I'm going to say for Kellen Moore, this is your offense, bro. I don't know what type of personality you have, but hopefully you're a little bit of a jerk and you're going to go walk in Nick's office, but you need to leave my office alone, bro. You're making me look bad. You brought me here to run it, let me run it. If you're not the type of guy, we probably going to have a little bit more trouble, but I'm just hoping that you are and you've just been respectful for the first weeks. And then you can go in his office respectfully take that headset off or put it on mute.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I totally agree. I'm sorry about that, guys. My phone almost died. I had to go get my charger.
You good.
That's a rookie mistake.
Yes, it is. Hey, we've all been a rookie before.
Yes, sir. But hey, at the end of the day, bro, we love these birds, man. But it's frustrating as a fan because I could go on for hours with my frustrations. But I appreciate y'all for having me on, though.
No doubt. Diva, any last thoughts before we get
y'all
out
get y'all ish together this week. Please watch some film. That's what film is for. Kellen Moore, grow some balls, and just don't listen to Nick. Jalen, don't listen to Nick. Listen to Kellen Moore. If Nick comes in your headset, if you hear him in your helmet, just don't listen to him, okay? All right, because he's making you look bad as a quarterback. All right. So I just need for you to also grow some balls as well. And you need to you and Kellen Moore need to be on the same page, all right? Because we know Nick don't know what he's doing. Okay. So that's what I need for you to do. Defense, be consistent, make your tackles this week. Come on now. Y'all, you got talent. Okay. We got a very talented defensive league here. All right. So I need for y'all to be consistent with your playing. All right. So we come back, we play. Who is it we play when we come back?
Browns.
All right. Now, y'all can't lose to no Browns. Y'all lose to the Browns. Y'all don't want to be here next week. I'm trying to tell y'all. We lose to these Browns. Boy, oh boy. All bets is off. You can hear a little cursing and everything else next week. Okay?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. If we come out with the same mentality that we had against Tampa, want to pass the ball on first downs, it's going to be a long day. But if we come out intent on feeding Barkley, feeding our running game, then we're going to start looking like the team we're supposed to look like. I guarantee it. If we come out there running that ball and we stick with it, we're going to look like the team we're supposed to look like because now they're going to be worried about Barkley. Then that's going to make Jalen more of a threat. But now they're going to be like, okay, if he pull it out, we got to stay on him. So you got to make that decision. AJ coming back. So now, if Smitty don't come back, we know what's going to happen. AJ. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna bet on the over on whatever they got AJ as on receptions.
Yeah, and Goddard.
But they should have did that last game. Now they don't use Goddard right. I don't get what it is, but we got, man, he's the top tight end in the league if we use him right. You got these weapons
for those long passes. That's what it is.
Yeah, should let him catch it underneath. Let him catch it underneath and let him take off, man. He ain't fast.
Underneath or do a slant route.
And do his thing. Then do them screens and do his thing.
Yeah.
That's when you get the ball on the screen.
Yep. How many times have we seen that this year? The screens for him. Maybe once or twice. And they run the same plays. Y'all ain't noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
They run it. When they got into the end, when they got into the red zone, bro, they had the tight end on the side. They bring the tight end over. They let the end come in. They let the tight end hit, block that end. And they try and run it with Barkley. That's the exact same play they ran twice 2 weeks ago. And then when we just played this week, they did in Tampa. We got into the red zone. They did the exact same. I'm like, that's the same play, and it ain't work. Now, why y'all not that creative? You got Kellen Moore not to be creative?
No, that's Nick. Kellen Moore.
That's Nick.
That's Nick.
Yeah. So it's crazy. That's how we know it's Nick, because they're not creative right now. A lot of their key players that they work, like 3rd and like 5 or something, you know what they're going to do? They're going to bring the tight end. They're going to fake it to the tight end. He's going to roll out. If the linebackers come up, he's going to throw it to the tight end. If they don't, he's going to take off up the field. It's so predictable. It's the same stuff. That first game against Green Bay was different.
We get up out of here. We had an hour and a half. We get out of here. Yeah. Shout out to 503 Angel Radio. Shout out to all the other places that you can listen to this, watch this. If you came in late and you didn't see everything, how about you slide on over to YouTube? Make sure you share this.
Hit the like button on your way in or way out.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
And that share button.
If you're watching this anywhere besides YouTube.com, go into that search bar and put in Eagles Elite Podcast. Make sure you do that. You know what I'm saying? Your people, we really appreciate that. Now, y'all know every week what we normally do, but we can't do that because we're going into the bye. The bye is not a team. It will return next week. But make sure you tell 4 people who you think like you and 4 people who you know don't. Just because they may or may not like you doesn't mean they won't like us. It's never where you start. It's always where you finish. For the Diva, for my man Philando.
Sir.
Fly Eagles Fly.
Fly Eagles Fly. Be elite.
Hashtag be elite. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place.
Catch us on the 1s and 2s.
We will be good next week because we got a bye. So all we can look forward to is everybody getting healthy, going over the roster, what changes are made, hopefully at Slot Corner. And hopefully we get some news that a couple people are going to be back. So, hopefully we'll be getting to that. But for this week, we out. See y'all next week.